Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So this situation that is developing, or rather has developed, is something interesting that's going on right now in the United States. And the excuse they're using is the worst excuse known to man. 30 tons of ammonium nitrate went missing. 30 tons is about 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate. Now, ammonium nitrate is what's also used to make explosive devices, right? It's also used in fertilizer as well. So it's the main component of a explosive device, but it's also the main component of fertilizer. So with that, guys, now keep in mind, Timothy McVeigh in the Oklahoma bombing used 5,000 pounds. So 60,000 pounds missing, that's a lot. This train leaves out of Wyoming, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and it's headed to California. When it gets to California, I think about 2 weeks later, they realize that it's missing. That's 60,000 pounds missing. Now, I'm not sure what the total weight of the ammonium nitrate was. It had to be more. 60,000 pounds, guys, 30 tons is a lot to go missing. A lot of people are thinking that it was stolen. That's me. I'm thinking that it was stolen, it was taken off somewhere along the line. And then the official excuse, which is the idiot excuse, that it leaked out over the course of the ride. Okay? 60,000 pounds, guys, leaking out over the course of the ride sounds like the worst fucking bullshit excuse. And the worst part is people believe it. People are like, yeah, that sounds plausible, because they don't want to think about the worst part about it. The worst part about it is, if it went missing, where the fuck is it? Who has it? Are people doing something with it? Or is it being sold on the black market for fertilizer use? Where is it going to be? Now, we have interesting things going on right now as we speak. We got a bunch of military-age Middle Eastern and East African men coming across the border. We also have military-age Chinese men coming across the border. That invasion, really. It's not coming across the border. It's called an invasion. Let's call it what it is. So we got that going on. We have senators, 100 senators. By the way, I did fuck up. I thought there were more than 100 senators, and I think like everybody on YouTube corrected me, so I do apologize for that. I should have known that, but I didn't. So 100 senators are getting sat phones, satellite phones. When this is all going on. Now, the sat phones could be nothing, like I said before. It could just be something that they're gearing up for. If they are thinking like preppers, they're preparing for the fact that there could be a communications down kind of deal. But the problem with sat phones could only work when you're outside. You need a clear line of sight, if you will. You can't be in a building. They don't work too great when you're in a building. They definitely don't work when you're underground. So these sat phones are definitely for topside use. So that's something to consider. Anyway, we got all this shit moving on. We got all this shit going down. And then this goes missing. So now, with the military-age guys coming across the border, the invasion, if you will, 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate goes missing. Is there a connection there? Or a group of dudes making devices and setting them out throughout America? I would say within the next 6 months to a year. Just because those guys came across the border and this shit went missing doesn't mean it's just automatically going to happen. I'm just theorizing, speculating, throwing my conspiracy theory out to the world. In 6 months to a year, we're going to see these devices all over the country because, they were made with the 60,000 pounds. Or was it legitimately leaked out onto on the path, or the railroad, if you will, on its way to California? Yes, there is a point that could be, but what set 60,000 pounds of leaks, guys? When I looked at the ammonium nitrate packets, they were all like in individual packets. So it might have been like, let's say, a pound or two in a package, and they were stacked up on top of each other. Where did 60 pounds go? Did someone slice the bag open, or slice all of the bags open and all of it drained out? 60,000 pounds, guys, all draining out of a train is not likely. That means the train would have had to been on a tilt like this the entire time it was going to California for all of that to go out, right? So was there some left on the train? If it did leak out, how much was left on the train? How much actually did pour out? Again, guys, a lot of this shit don't make sense. I know that trains are not as stable, but still, 60,000 pounds from Cheyenne, Wyoming, sorry, to California, the train would have had to been tilted like this, all leaking out. Again, a lot of it don't make sense, and the official excuse of it leaked out sounds like bullshit to me. It sounds like a cover-up. I'm going to call it what it sounds like. Now, again, I could be completely wrong. But the fact that people were so quick to believe that it leaked out means one of two things. You're stupid, or you're scared of what it could be. Because in the back of our heads, guys, we're all thinking the same fucking thing. We're like, yo, if this did leak out, and if this did get stolen, and this lands in the hands of bad people, we're fucked. Especially that much, and all you need is 5,000 pounds each, and man, not even that in this day. Maybe 1,000 or 2,000 pounds each in a device set throughout the United States. That would cause pandemonium, guys, if you had multiple big devices going off throughout the country. That would be bad. Now, this set a lot of agencies to investigate this, right? So all the three-letter agencies are out and about, which, again, we're going to take their bullshit with a grain of salt. But there was another theory that I have. I like this theory a little better. But maybe this went missing to have more control or more restrictions on ammonium nitrate. Ammonium nitrate has strict policies when it comes to buying it. It's not something easy. You or I can't walk in, hey, you got some ammonium nitrate? Like, what do you need it for? You live in New York fucking City, you know? So automatically, I'm going to get questioned if I even fucking mention wanting some. Never mind buying it in the amount you need it to farm with. So I think they want to make this harder to get, harder for farmers to procure. I think that this is another source or another attack on food, because if farmers can't get ammonium nitrate, they can't grow shit. Now, someone says they can use potassium nitrate, if I'm not mistaken, but it's not the same. Clearly, it's not the same, right? And maybe potassium nitrate is going to be next. Maybe some of that's going to go missing. And they're going to put more restrictions on that, making it, again, they're going to make it harder for farmers to procure. I think this is part of the attack on food. But then again, guys, I could be wrong. This could be nothing. This could have absolutely leaked out. Or maybe this just went missing because someone's going to use it on the black market to sell for themselves. There is always that. Because ammonium nitrate prices did skyrocket, by the way. This wasn't one of those things that was unaffected by price rising. This went up big time. So it's another thing to consider. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.